Happy coffee talk. It's Wednesday morning, hump day, my favorite day of the week because, well, it's not my favorite day, but it's a day I look forward to on purpose because it's my freedom day. It's the day that I kind of leave my calendar open. I get to coach if I want to, I get to write if I want to. I get to write and create content. I also could do whatever I want, like if I need to run to the store or have a dentist appointment. I build Wednesdays into my week as sort of this break in the middle of the week. It really helps me. So anyways, what's on the docket for me today? Well, I am going to do a workout. I'm going to film some videos. I might film a new YouTube video. So lots of fun stuff. And I'm starting my day with brand new coffee that I've never tried before. So this coffee, Sensibus, I think is what it's called. Columbia washed Excelsior, I think is what it says. It was given to me as a gift from Coach Tara on the fitme team when she came to our fitme training event, and it's baller. So I don't know. I know I keep saying this, and then you guys are never going to believe me because I say that all coffee's good, but you've actually heard me say one wasn't good in the past. I didn't like to say that it was bad. It just wasn't my fave. These are the past two, the Beck's coffee and then this Sensibus are both really strong in they have a rich taste to them. And to me, drinking coffee black, I want it to taste like coffee, and it does. So I really like it. I'm a fan. I can't speak to how strong it actually is. Like the caffeine punch, not sure, because this is my first day having it, but I'm really liking it. So Tara, thank you for giving this to me. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's so funny. Isn't that funny? I just thought of how strength is something that we think we can evaluate based off how something looks, and then that's not even true. That's not even what we're going to talk about for coffee talk today, but I just thought that was so interesting. A coffee can look strong or taste strong, but it doesn't actually mean that it is strong. It might not actually deliver the same caffeine punch, and that is also, look at my thing is blurry. That's also how bodies work. Side note, a body can look really big. It can look buffed out, and it's not actually that strong. Things are just more complicated than they seem, and not always what they appear. But here is what I wanted to share with you this morning. I was listening to a podcast, and so I'm not going to take credit for this metaphor. I learned this metaphor from Jewel, actually, the singer. She was my first favorite musician, by the way. She's a singer-songwriter, folk artist, from the 90s. And she was my first favorite musician, the person that I admired most. And so it's so funny that here we are now, I'm 38 and still learning from her. And she said something so interesting on this podcast. And that was that in order to rebuild a new foundation, you have to dissolve the old concrete. The foundation that's not serving you, the one that you can't build on. You actually can't build a new foundation unless you dissolve the old one. And when I heard her say it, I'm probably paraphrased it, but when she said this thing about the foundation, I was like, mind blown. Because we talk about rebuilding a foundation a lot in fitme. We talk about sort of the baggage that we carry with dieting for decades. We talk about how it's hard to let go of obsession with the scale. It's hard to have faith that eating quality food will actually change our bodies. It's hard to believe that we don't need a thing to actually feel good, that we can learn how to take care of ourselves and sort of rebuild our daily routines, and that would be enough. That is a hard thing to believe when you first start with fitme. You're like, this can't be the way that it's done. And so when we rebuild this foundation, we also dissolve the old one. And I don't think I've ever talked about that. I know I've talked about putting these pieces in place that we can build on, but not so much about dissolving the old one. And here's the thing, let's think about practically what a foundation is. Now, I've confessed before that I am not a mechanic, I am not an engineer, and I am certainly not an architect. But from my basic understanding of foundations. It is the base that you build on. It is the concrete, stability system in which you can build on top of. And so for a house, for example, I can understand without being an architect or a contractor that a sturdy foundation, one that's stable and grounded, you could probably build a big house on it that will last a long time. I think I've even heard things like that the foundation is stable, like a house that's been around forever and ever. Like it's got good bones. It has a good foundation, like, so you can work with it, right? Because the foundation is good. Meanwhile, like a house that looks super fancy and amazing and could have all the gadgets inside, if the foundation is cracked, like, I don't know, the house is toast, right? Like it's start over. You're going to have to take that house down, or you're going to have to like do a whole different, a whole huge expensive overhaul because the foundation is cracked. You cannot build on it if it's broken. And we think about this metaphor a lot with fitme because most of the things that we want to do in our life, the things that we want to access, that is building on a foundation. That is climbing to different kinds of heights. And that can be different for everybody. Like, I'm not talking about running a marathon potentially or climbing a mountain. That could be one of the things you want to access in your life. But it could just be as simple as enjoying a cupcake without feeling pissed or stressed or guilty about it. Maybe that is the height that you want to climb. Or maybe it's actually feeling good and confident in your clothes because you take care of your body and you know it. You can feel that you have changed based off of what you do. So you feel confident in clothes. That is the things that you can access when you have a strong foundation. And when you have a strong foundation, you can do more with it. You can build all sorts of kind of houses with a strong foundation. You can build a house that goes way high. You can build a house that has fancy gadgets. You can build a small little cabin. You can build whatever you want to build when you have a stable foundation. And so putting those pieces in place, like the ones that allow you to do that, that's what we do in fitme. We rebuild foundations. So when we have a messed up concrete foundation based off of, chronic dieting, of starving our bodies, of not taking care of ourselves, not fueling ourselves, feeling guilty, punishing ourselves, doing all of the like diet nonsense that we've practiced for so long, but not doing the things that we actually need to do to take care of ourselves, like eating healthy food and eating vegetables and moving our body and exercising and challenging ourselves and talking to ourselves in a positive way. When we're not doing those things, but instead we have this like rickety foundation, we really can't build on it until we dissolve it. And so starting to come to grips with the things that you are maybe saying to yourself, like, this isn't serving me, and when I try to build on this, it falls apart. That is your cue that you've got a crack in your foundation. Hang on a second. Rosie. Sorry, my dog is going to drink water and be loud on this call or on this podcast episode. So when you start to see that, oh, I used this thing, and then when I went on vacation, it fell apart, or when I had a tough challenge, it fell apart, then you can see that there's a crack in your foundation. You can see that, okay, like, this is not serving me, and I need to dissolve it and replace it with something that is stable, something that I can build on. And then once you have that foundation in place, well, then yes, you can do all sorts of things. You have the ability to customize once that foundation's in place. But it's okay to say that you need to take a step back and rebuild the foundation before you can get what you want. And that might be the least sexy coach advice ever, to say, we can't get you what you want just yet because we've got to rebuild this foundation. But once you rebuild it, then you can have anything you want. Then you can access life the way you want to have it. So that's my coffee talk message for you this morning. And I know that we're going into the holidays, we're going into the new year soon, and you're going to hear a lot of messages from everywhere related to you and your body and your nutrition and how you take care of yourself and the season. You're going to hear messages everywhere. And I want you to view them with a critical eye. Step back and say, is this a part of my new foundation, or is this reinforcing the cracked, unstable one that I had before? And start to identify those things. And that is going to be the most powerful way to view this, because if you view it as you're broken, or that you broke your own foundation, that's not going to be helpful. It doesn't serve you. It's also not accurate. So you can remove that judgment, remove those feelings, and instead say, okay, I see this for what it is. This is here, and I want to dissolve it and replace it with something new, something that is going to work better for me. I used to, do a cleanse after the holidays. That is a crack in my foundation because it doesn't work. I can't build on it. It doesn't help me. So instead of feeling bad or thinking that I'm broken, instead say, I'm going to replace it with something that does serve me, and starting to identify what that is. Or I used to, during the holidays, just binge on everything because I knew I was going to go into some restrictive phase in January. The binging on everything never felt good. It always felt like I was shooting myself in the foot. That is a crack in the foundation. It's self-destructive based off of the belief that you're going to have to punish yourself later, and it doesn't have to be the case. So again, taking a step outside and looking in and just saying, like the contractor or the architect, we're going to dissolve this old concrete and we're going to put in new concrete because we're going to build on this. And yeah, that's my coffee talk message for today. So sorry for all the background noise. Of course, Rosie wanted to come in and drink a bunch of water while we were chatting. But that's what dogs do. Dogs do what dogs do. Thanks as always for plugging into Coffee Talk. I can't thank you enough for spending this couple minutes with me each morning. It really means a lot. And if you like Coffee Talk, then be sure to subscribe and share this with a friend. I don't have any sponsors or anything, so the only way people find out about this is if you tell them. And so let them know this is worth it for 5 to 10 minutes every morning to set their intention for the day, to have some takeaways, something actionable that they can use right now. And if you are not in our Facebook group, come on over to fitme Free Intro. Go to Facebook, search fitme Free Intro. It is a great place for you to get started on making some of these changes, on dissolving that old concrete and putting in the new concrete. We will show you how to eat better, how to move more, how to talk to yourself differently, how to take care of yourself, and how to access the life that you want. So if that's what you're looking for, come to fitme Free Intro. And that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.